Hi guys, I'm coming to you from in front of our chip drop wood chip pile to talk to you about a permaculture principle that some people call stacking functions. And no, we're not talking about stacking wood chips. We often put ourselves on the chip drop list for our local chip drops in the area, and if you don't know that, it is a completely free service that connects arborists and tree trimmers and things to the households and properties who want a chip drop. And it's free to the people who want the chips. It is about $20, I think, to the arborist. But this winter, we put ourselves on a chip drop list, and we happened to do that just before our ice storm. So, tip number one, get on those lists before storms. You might be more likely to get more wood chips out of it. First chip drop, we actually got 2 drops. From the second chip drop, we ended up getting 3 drops. So we have 5 truckloads of wood chips here behind me. And I don't know if you can see this, but these piles are steaming hot because we've had so much rain. They're wet. They're now starting to decompose, which is awesome. So I wanted to talk a little bit about stacking functions. And with this set of piles, this massive pile of wood chips, we have a lot of uses for these. So we use these wood chips in so many ways, and since we got such a big pile this time, we've been brainstorming extra reasons to use these wood chips. So besides decomposition, so they could decompose in place here, you can let them sit for a year, and you can have some awesome wood chip mulch, soil enriching, basically compost, wood compost, which is so cool to have. We actually do use this in our compost as well. We'll mix this as our brown material to mix with green material, oftentimes our chicken waste. So we'll take chicken run material and mix it in. And I did that and ended up with this really kind of woody compost that I'm actually going to test out in soil blocks instead of peat moss. So for those of you guys who make your own seed starting soil, oftentimes you're using peat moss that you buy, which isn't so sustainable. But if you can have a woody, mostly broken down woody material, that is a good replacement and a lot more sustainable. Another use of these wood chips is to put them around the base of our perennial plants. And we were short on wood chips last year. We'd love to have more, and we got our wish this year. Another place we use these wood chips is in the paths of our garden. And we just started doing this year because we finally had enough wood chips to be able to put in our paths. But this makes a great weed suppressant for your paths. It prevents some soil compaction that when you're walking through your gardens. And as it breaks down, you could actually just shift that from your paths, dig under the fresh ones, down to the decomposed ones, and put it straight on your beds. So many functions. And this is an approach that you really want to think about taking to every system on your property is how many different ways can you use that system? How many different resources do you get out of your chickens? How many different resources do you get out of your garden? How many different resources do you get out of your daily food? And try to create ways to keep using these resources, because the more you use the same things for different purposes, the less you have to bring in from outside. And the more you use the same thing for different purposes, the less varying resources you need on property. So you can actually apply this principle to life in general. If I think about my morning commute, my evening commute to work, you can either just drive to work and drive home, or you can play podcasts and play audiobooks and use it as a learning experience as you're driving. You could do the same thing as you bring your kids to events, sporting events, all these different things we take our kids and run around doing, is bring a book and learn something while you're doing that. Bring earbuds and listen to something as you go. And of course you have entertainment from watching the kids and all of that as well. Think of how many different ways you could get a benefit out of each thing you're doing, out of each system you set up, and out of each resource you have on property. Let me know in the comments below how you use this principle of stacking functions or getting more than one use out of each system. And what are some of the most unique ways you've done this on property or in life? For us, we do this with every aspect of life. We're always trying to figure out how many different ways we can use that resource. Let me know your ways down in the comments, and we'll see you at the next video.